Khabib versus Poirier. In September there's a big fight in UFC and I want to tell you my prediction for that and who's going to win. It's pretty clear, to be honest.
Are you listening? Damn.
So before I tell you who's going to actually win that fight, let's look at these two fighters. So first of all, Khabib. He is a guy who does very well, taking you down, ground and pound, and makes people very tired, and most of the time it's not going to go well for them. Okay, Khabib's striking is, in my opinion, not so awesome, to be honest, especially at the beginning of his career. As everyone, of course, as a fighter, they are improving. And if you look at his first fights, his striking is pretty poor, in my opinion. But the good thing for Krav Maga strikers is, what you have to take out of it is his head was very low. He was kind of brawling with people, but his head was really kept low and he was just going for it. You know, hard to knock someone out if the head is low. Keep it low. You don't get clipped on the chin, you won't get knocked out. Again, he's improved a lot and he can strike pretty well now in the last fight with Conor. He did a very good job, to be honest, but again, he didn't win by striking. So again, why did he win? Because of course he's excellent at takedowns. He takes people down, and then after that, ground and pound is also on his side. So to be honest, there's not much more to say about Khabib apart from, you know, all the stories that he was grappling with bears when he was young and all this type of things, which you can see videos on YouTube about it. Am I impressed by that? Not really, to be honest. I mean, it's hyped up a lot and you know, looks cool when you grapple with a little bear when you're a little boy. Looks a bit like hugging to me, but it doesn't matter. There's another aspect I want to say. On the other hand, this guy is definitely tough. There's no question that he was not playing PlayStation when he was young, like most of these boys in richer countries. He comes from Dagestan, and I can assure you he didn't have a PlayStation when he was growing up. Does that make a difference? Yes, it does. Guys, if you are 5 years old and you are running around the forest and doing physical stuff and lots of other things, you will be more athletic, there's no question. And to be very honest, I have similar type of history in terms of my childhood, and I had the first computer when I was 22. So you can imagine I was doing different things than most of people in countries which can afford computers when they are 5 years old. Not that I can relate to Khabib being born in Poland, not Dagestan, but still I can tell you that we were more active at that age. When I was born and when I was a little child, we were way more active than all the kids in possibly, you know, other more affluent countries. And again, as I said, it does make a difference in your athletic skills. There's no question about it. An average person who plays on games all the time, stays home all the time, is definitely a different person to someone who's running around the forest and again, or doing any other physical skills, playing football, playing basketball all the time and things like that. This is the main adventure for you in your life, not adventure online. So now talking about Poirier, really good striker. I like how he's pretty creative in his striking. Very good job he did recently with Max Holloway. Very nice fight, very good job on his side. He's an actual champion now. He's a current champion. Very good job again. I like his style. He's a striker, really good. But now the point is, let's get to the topic of who's going to win the next fight in September. Is it going to be Khabib or Poirier? I would love to see your opinion on that, and make sure you post in comments who's going to win, Khabib, Poirier, and if you can tell me why. What do you think about one guy or another? That would be awesome. My opinion is this: Khabib is going to smash Poirier into pieces. And I'll tell you why. The point is, as I said, as much as I like Poirier, he's a striker, and against a grappler like Khabib, against someone who's taking you down, who wants to take you down and ground and pound, striking, if you get lucky and knock him out, you might win the fight, but it's unlikely. It's very unlikely, especially that, as I said, Khabib has improved his striking game also. So what's going to happen is Poirier is going to get taken to the ground sooner or later, there's no question about it. And from there, there's a big mistake most people do, and I'm not saying it's easy not to do that mistake, but most people get into, or not even most, all of them really, including McGregor and other people, they get into a mode of trying to survive. And I can tell you, just like in Krav Maga, survival is not what you should think of most of the time when you are defending yourself. It's not a defensive situation, you should attack. And I've never ever seen anyone yet on the ground attacking Khabib. Part of it is true that it's down to his skills. He's so good that it's hard to attack him. That's definitely true, but also because of his fame, everyone is switching on the mode of defending. I don't think it's only the skill level of Khabib, which is definitely high and very good, but it's also the mindset of the other person. I was going to say defender, but to be very honest, they should not defend. That's my point here. But everyone is like totally in panic mode and defending mode on the ground with Khabib. Again, is it easy to try to attack Khabib on the ground? Definitely not. He's actually very extremely, of course, good. Apparently the best in the world. But my point is, Poirier is not anywhere close to being that level, which means he was going to lose the fight. Again, Khabib is way too good in a stand-up striking to get knocked out, and he's way too good on the ground to not win the fight. He's way too dominant as a fighter, and again, the biggest mistake, I think that the biggest problem is that no one is trying to actually win against him on the ground. And you will end up on the ground with him, there's no question about that. I would like to see your comments, I would like to see what you think about it and which guy you think is going to win. And if you have ideas why and how it's going to go, I would love to see that too.